Yo, what is up, guys? You're tuning into the philosophy to expand and build upon your creativity, imagination, and innovation. Everything is created twice. First in the mind, then it becomes reality. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve. So you go out the day after so you go out there day after day to do the work, the confidence, put yourself out there boldly, authentically, even though the success, the creation has not arrived just yet. But you know that the richest place on earth, the richest real estate on earth is the graveyard where dreams and goals and everything else die along with you because you did not have the courage or the boldness to make some things happen. That's all going to change because instead of waiting for things to happen, you go out and make things happen. This is the method, the philosophy, the podcast, and frameworks and everything else I'm going to be developing known as Create Like a God. This is your man, Jaron Mitchell, aka Jaron Winning Mitchell, because I am a winner and you are a winner as well. Listen to the Create Like a God podcast, so that way you can be the co-creator of your own reality, the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, and control your own earthly destiny. Glad to have you guys here on board today. Today's topic I'm gonna be talking about today is creativity is being bold. Okay, being bold. Okay, why did I say this? Why do I say creativity is being bold? It is being bold. You know, sometimes you got to go against the status quo. Sometimes you got to be creative, and there might not be people thinking about that, and they may turn against you. You know, many of some people ostracize. I won't say ostracize, but like kind of like disagree in the community, do some certain different things. But creativity is boldness. Creativity is being bold. Some people don't want. Some people subject and don't let their creativity flourish out there because they're too afraid. They're fearful. Okay, they're afraid what other people may say about them. Okay, here's the thing, man. I haven't got them yet. I know some people going. I know I got one on the review. So if you're on this on my if you're on my podcast feed, a podcast, whatever podcast you form, make sure you'll put a 5-star rating in review of the podcast, whatever it is, how you feel about this podcast, so that way we can show up into the rankings and everything like that. And also, if you're on YouTube, watching this from my YouTube, make sure you go ahead, like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so that way you can get updates on the Create Like a God podcast, as well as any other updates specifically on my YouTube channel. Okay, anybody don't know, if you're my YouTube and your description below, everything will be on the description below. If you're on if you're listening on YouTube, make sure you go ahead to the podcast feed. You're on the podcast feed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm gonna have some stuff on there as well with Jaron W. Mitchell, Jaron Mitchell, Jaron Winning Mitchell. So I'm building my YouTube channel for this year. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and give your man's the HBO special, help a brother out, and also help a brother out in the podcast as well. And make sure you give me a 5-star rating and review, whatever rating you feel like this podcast and how it can form. And like I said, internet creativity is creativity and all that. People won't like. Some people right here have it onto my podcast onto I think it was on Apple iTunes saying, "Oh, he's an Uber driver." So what if I'm an Uber driver? So what? Uber is the side thing. Uber is something that at that time I was doing to get myself by. And I do read a lot of stuff. I don't just do this. I do podcasting. Okay. I'm getting back doing my YouTube channel. Okay. I got a business and everything like that. But anyways, that's the whole point. The whole point is when you be creative and you start doing stuff and you start putting yourself out there, people will hate themselves, start criticizing, doing quote unquote. I haven't got them yet. The death threats. I haven't got them yet, but do some death threats because they disagree with what you say. And I do not. If you're doing that, you're not a great person, man. You're not. If you're threatening people online, but you know damn well if you see me in person, you would not say it in person. So anyways, whole point with that, when I'm talking about creativity being bold, is being bold. Are you willing to face the criticism? Are you willing to face some shame? Are you willing to face some things that people may disagree with you with, may not did disagree with you with, criticize you on, because you have a different idea, a different perspective, a different way, a different paradigm of seeing something and actually doing something. Okay, here's the thing. I say this because creativity is being bold. Even when you drawing poses, okay, say if you got a certain pose, you draw a pose, you saw a drawing and you want to grab that pose, that position, whatever it is. It's not copyrighted. You can use a pose or you can exaggerate the pose and how you feel about it, but people complain about that. So no matter what you're doing, people are going to complain. People are going to complain on the stuff you're doing. People complain in America about certain things at a fast food restaurant, which is service. We're gonna talk about which I've been learning. I've been into grants, Cardon's programs, Uncle G. So with that, I'm saying that, but with creativity is being bold. It's being bold. People are not gonna disagree with you, and people are not gonna like you. Here's the thing the other day, with New Year's and everything like that. I remember driving on New Year's, and I had a woman was telling me that, I have create like a guy of a podcast and everything like that. She said, I don't want to create like a guy. This and that. I understand. You don't want, I have a different paradigm. Okay. I'm thinking I got something else away. I'm seeing in my own insights of things. Okay. Some people have some ridiculous insights, or they just their own delusion. Okay. Maybe I'm delusional. Who knows? Maybe I am. Maybe I am delusional. Maybe I am. But here's the thing. It's a lot of things we don't know. I can use my imagination. I can differentiate from reality and what is fantasy or unreality. You can say imagination. Use your imagination. But being creative, people will. Some people will attack you. Some people will praise you. Some people will not see it. Look at. I think it was with Albert Einstein. There's some stuff they disagree with Albert Einstein. Found out MC squared, some other stuff. There's other stuff in the community. You could say with Grant, he is creativity being bold. He talks about debt. He talks about debt. What Dave Ramsey's talking about. Disagreements there, and other people saying, or him saying, don't buy a house. Buy a house is a waste of money. It's a waste of money. It's not an asset. Okay. Some things he's saying in his point perspective. Some other stuff that's been bold and creative. Okay, because being creative leads to doing something different. With sales, following up, being creative in your follow-ups, not doing the same thing over and over again. And the prospect is not seeing it's just getting there. It's like, oh, now it's like you're getting on my nerves, So what creative things can you do? What things that can be bold, that's bold that you can do? Okay. So I'm gonna give you a story. What I did. I went to Miami twice. I'm gonna give you guys a story. I went to Miami twice, okay, with no place to sleep. Basically, no place to sleep. Don't even know how I'm gonna move around. Don't even know where I'm gonna sleep. But I still spent my days in Miami. I did it twice. 10X Growth Conference 2021 in one of the boot camps, 10X boot camps. Okay, I was going in 2021. I was going through some stuff that year. It was my baddest year ever experienced, my struggling year ever experienced. And yeah, some of it's my fault. I was too panicking on focusing on the I can see my mistakes on it, focusing on the negative stuff instead of the positive stuff. So what ain't really a story I just gave y'all. But anyways, I go on a plane. Some stuff happened though, but I was in Miami. Let me give y'all a story. I was in Miami, okay? Don't know where I'm gonna sleep, but somehow I made it. You could say it was creative. Maybe it was luck, but I done it twice. And I had my cousin calling me, hey man, how are you going to Miami with no place to stay? I posting on my Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Posting on my Instagram was a story. It's like, how you getting to no place to know where to stay? I'm like, I don't know. It's boldness, being bold, bro. You committed. How committed are you? How committed on your goals is? How committed are you to making something happen? Okay. And this is going to get to the point with point number one though, but the what I have with point number one, but I made it happen because I was determined. I was determined to make it happen. I was determined to go there, even though I had no place to stay. No place to stay. Okay, no place at all to stay. So I made it. Went to Miami twice. I think I didn't get no sleep one night, up all night. Had somebody help me out around in the community. People was helping me out to put it into the group. With the second time, I do that the first time with the 10X Growth Conference. But I went through it. I took it, and I was like, I don't even know how I'm gonna do it. I was scared. Actually, when I first went to 10X Growth Conference, I was scared. I was really scared. I was like, oh my goodness, how I'm gonna make this happen. I did the second time and made it happen. I will probably do it a third time if I really want to do it. Like if I really committed to doing it and making it happen. If it aligns with stuff that I'm doing and want to do, but I will make it happen. I've done it twice. you know, and I'm putting all this in because I'm saying all this because we're leading to point number one, which I'm going to say right now. Point number one, today's topic, which is creativity is being bold, which is point number one, creativity follows commitment. How committed are you? I was committed. I went to twice, no place to stay, trying to get something, trying to get a place. Airbnb wasn't going, didn't have enough money for I think one time I had money for a hotel, got some help. People was helping me out. But I was being, you could say I believe I was being creative, figuring out a way how I can get it. I ended up one night, one night I was just up by near the convention, and I ended up falling asleep by there. I was like, oh, I'm just waiting because I'm tired. I got a few hours of sleep, you know. Walked around in Florida, Miami, Florida, no place to stay, and I done it because I know, like, I'm looking forward to my future. I know this can help me towards my future. I know this can help me also meeting and connecting with people. Okay, so creativity follows commitment. If you know how I heard that from, that's from Uncle G, Grant Cardone. Shout out to you. Creativity follows commencement. If you're committed, you will find whatever it takes to make it. You will be creative. You think about it. Even people that's on drugs, they're creative. They'll find every way they can do to get some money to get their drugs. Are you doing whatever it takes to make your dreams a reality? Are you doing whatever it takes and being creative, being committed to make it happen? Okay. And let me go ahead and read. Let's go with the definition with commitment. Okay. Commitment is a state of quality of being dedicated to a cause activity. Second definition, which is an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. Freedom of action, baby. Creativity is freedom. Creativity is freedom. It's dedication. It is. Let me go ahead and turn that off. Somebody was calling me. It said loyalty is similar. Okay, responsibility, obligation, duty, which Grant Cardone has one of his quotes, which is success is my obligation, my duty, my responsibility. And like I say, there's no such thing as too much success, but it is a engagement of is an engagement or an obligation, and a restriction of freedom of action. So are you committed? You will do whatever it takes. You be so creative that you will figure this out. You be so creative, like, man, like I'm gonna be so creative with this. So that way I am a state of being. I'm so dedicated to this activity and doing what I need to do to make this happen for myself. Okay, to make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. You being creative with it. Oh, okay, oh, this could be something creative. You know, I got a car right now. You know, I didn't mean to get, doing Uber and everything like that. Car accident happened on August 5th. Like I said, last year was crazy. It was a crazy, struggling, most mental toughness year. I thought 2019 was that year. No, 2020 was that year for me. That was the most difficult. 2021, I'm sorry. 2021 is the most difficult year for me. It was very challenging, very emotive, very challenging. But I'm gonna make sure that stuff never happens again in my life, and surround myself with great people. You know, gotta surround yourself with great people, but being creative is boldness. Being creative and having the commitment to make things happen, to be in that dedication, and that dedication where you able to make it happen. My mom, I got some stuff I'm doing. She was like, money, trying to get getting my money right, me getting my finances and everything right. She's like, oh, sending me Bible quotes of the money is the root of all evil, all this other crap. And she said, oh, you're so dedicated in making money. Yeah, I am. It is my duty. It is my responsibility to make some money for myself, to take care of myself and my family and my bills. Okay. And my bills, paying my bills. Okay. But taking care of myself, being in my best, healthiest self, able to give you guys content, able to do many other things. In 2022, I made this decision. No matter what happens, I'm going to make this happen this year. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen this year. I'm gonna make sure it happens. I'm gonna surround myself with good people. I'm gonna stick to being with Grant Cardone, around Grant Cardone's community, Dre Baldwin's community, many other people as well. Dre Baldwin, work on your game. Okay, those two is like, I love those. Those two is my go-to. Okay, but with that, let me go ahead and read this quote again from Grant. Okay, from Grant Cardone. Quote, Creativity follows commitment. Where there is a lack of creativity, there is a lack of commencement. So if you don't have no creativity, if you're wondering why I ain't being creative, it's a lack. There's one cause of it could be is a lack of commitment. It's a lack of commitment. Okay. So are you letting other things get in the way in your mind, taking full possession, planting seeds of full possession of your mind? So what are you committed to? If you're lack of creativity is lack of commitment. If you broke, hey man, like me, I've been there, done that, doing it, dealing with that. Hey, do whatever it takes, man, to get yourself out of that position so you won't be in that position again. And also with another quote, I didn't think I write this quote, but who this quote is that the commitment is making it happen, opens up the mind to creative thinking that will propel you forward. Okay, so how committed are you? So that way it can propel you forward. So that way, if you lack in commitment, you be creative in the things that you're doing. Okay, you be creative with the things that you're doing. If you're looking like, hey man, I gotta make some money. Okay, what's creative ways to make some money that will not violate the rights of my fellow men, will not poison my community. None of that stuff will not do other things against my principles and standards. Is not I don't have to, I get to, I'm blessed to, and I make a choice to do certain things. Okay. What is it? Okay, what is that choice? What is it? What is the commitment that you want to make? I'm committed. I am committed. There's times where I'm like, damn, like, you know what? I wasn't really committed. I had to think about it. Like, damn, I wasn't really committed. I wasn't really committed to make this happen. I wasn't really willing to do this to happen. And I had to reevaluate myself. So, but being creative is bold, because if you're committed, if you're this obligation, responsibility, and duty to make this happen, and also you're ready to make, oh my goodness, ready to make some things happen, your duty to do this, and your commitment level and making this happen, and you knowing is your duty, responsibility, as it says right here, the synonyms, which is responsibility, obligation, duty, undertaking. They said pressure, engagement, argument as well, and all that. But mostly when I look at it is responsibility, obligation, and duty. Okay, I look at that commitment. That's what commitment is: your obligation, your duty, your responsibility to restrict yourself from freedom of action, of engagement of freedom of action, being a state of mind or quality of being dedicated to a cause, activity. Because Grant talks about building your activity level, 10x right here. Hold on, I got this pen right here, which I wish I need to buy me a hat. Pen, 10x, man, 10x your levels of activity. And not even that, become the person that will make that'll become that goal, that will hit that goal. You gotta be that person. Then you go ahead and do it, increase your activity levels, and when that, sooner or later you'll manifest it and you will have it. Point number 2, today's topic, which is creativity is being bold, which is the second point, is courage. You're gonna have the courage to do it. Have the courage, the fortitude, the bravery of making it to being creative, being bold. You're gonna see that in a moment in one of these points, which some of you may know the quote, which is point number 3. But being courage. Okay, courage is the face of fear. Everyone has fears. Every single one. Oh, I'm fearless, this and that. Yeah, maybe it's because you've done it so many times where you don't fear it anymore. There's still fears. There's still fears. I got a book by an artist. It's in Fearless. No, I think it was called Fearless. Fear Hunters. Okay, Fear Hunters. I had to look at it in the back. Fear Hunters. Okay, Fear Hunters. I haven't read the book yet. Done by artist, done by creator. He wrote the book. I'm gonna read through it. I'm gonna read through all his books, have him on the show, but get him onto the show, Create Like God show. But be encouraged, facing the fear that people will criticize you, facing the fear that people will hate, that probably hate your idea, facing the fear that people will say, "Oh, this is stupid, it's dumb." They didn't say that with Uber. There's a lot of people saying, "Oh man, you don't know why you want to let a stranger in your car." Man, I look at it as a business fan. There's a lot of people I can do business with, a lot of people I can connect with. That's how I look at it. Hey, connecting. Who could I connect with? Who can I give my products and services? Who can I serve? Who can I serve? Okay, who can I serve? because it's my obligation, duty, my responsibility, because I believe in my product. I believe in my company, and I believe in me. Most importantly, believing in yourself. I believe in me. I believe in my own ability. Having the courage. It takes courage, for real. It takes really courage to be creative, and creativity is being bold. It is. It's really being bold. It takes courage to be creative, because you're going to be thinking about yourself. You're going to be putting yourself down. You're going to self-sabotage yourself. You're going to giving yourself stories in your head. Why this idea won't work? Why I won't do it? Stan Lee talked about it. If you have an idea, don't let people think it's stupid. Probably paraphrasing his words. Don't let them think it's stupid. Your idea can change someone's life. Your idea can help someone. Your idea can change, could possibly help somebody. If it's somebody going through suicide, somebody's going through something, it can help somebody. Yeah, they got some other stuff, that you can't other with people, but your creativity, your imagination, your innovation can help someone. Depending on what you're doing, depending on how you feel about it, or your attention, what are your intentions is. Okay. So what is it? Courage, being courageous, having this bravery, being brave. And that's being creative. Creativity is being brave. Creativity is having the courage. People right here, quite sure, criticize me. Create Like God podcast. Oh, it has God in it. Oh, you say co-creator, co-God. I mean, I'll get the same thing, co-creator. I do believe in a creator. I do believe in a God, number one God. Okay. We were made in his image. That's the whole philosophy. Create like a God, man. We're made in his image. We're here to create. We're here to produce. We're here to flourish the planet and actually serve, actually help other people to serve. Okay. That's the reason why I do this. That's the reason why I love doing this, giving my perspectives on things. Maybe there are probably some loopholes in it. I could probably tighten up the arguments. I could probably tighten up the points. Maybe, I ain't getting this content or whatever. Hey, I'm getting myself out there. I'm putting myself with y'all. I'm giving myself my ideas of some things. Okay, my perspective on things. Create like a God. You are a co-creator of your own reality. I was very scared. If you guys know with the Stay Creative podcast, when I had it Stay Creative, I was really scared to change the name to Create Like God. I was really scared to actually think like, oh man, I'm really in God's image. I'm actually God, but I'm not God. I'm not meant to be worshiped, but God created me in his image. I'm a piece of God. I'm a reflection of God. I am part of God's soul. You can say, that's what I think. The Holy Spirit dwells within us. The temple, what they say, your body is God's temple where the Holy Spirit dwells in. So that makes me think like, the kingdom of heaven is within man, within us. It's within us. Everything is within us. It's an eternal world. It's an eternal world. So if you want to be creative, you want to make something in reality, you can't do it alone, but having the courage to step up, having the courage to put your idea out there, even though people may not believe in your idea, you can have somebody that will believe in your idea. You can get them enrolled. You can get them sold on your idea, and they say, yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. But now it's up to you to keep it, up to you to actually make that a reality. Okay. So, like, Henry Ford with all the iPhone, with the planes and everything like that. So let's get to point number 3, which I was going to talk about. Mainly what I'm going to talk about today is creativity is being bold, which everyone knows. Fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. The book, 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Law number 28. Interaction with boldness, judgment. If you are unsure of the cause of an action, do not attempt it. Your doubts and hesitation will affect your execution. Timidness is dangerous. Better to enter action with boldness. Any mistakes you commit through audacity are easily corrected with much more audacity. Everyone admires the bold. No one honors the timid. Be bold in your actions. Be committed. Creativity follows commitment. Creativity is being bold. So what if somebody criticizes you? So what if someone say some you crazy or say some other courageous things to you? So what? Do it. Just fucking do it. Make that idea, your book. Okay, I don't know, I'm grabbing a book, but your book, make it a reality. Your phone, different type of phone, make it, figure it out. Grab the ether, grab something from the ether. You visualize it, how it's gonna look. Visualize it in your mind. Become, if you're looking to be even creativity, create yourself, be a different version of yourself. What would that person look like? What do I need to be? Who do I need to be? What would this person act like? Is your script, is your story. No one else. You're the co-creator of your own reality. You're the CEO of your life. You're the producer, the designer of your life. Every single one of you that listens to this, you are that person. Creativity is being bold. It is. Because guess what? No one honors the timid. If you're timid, if you're not committed, it's lack of commitment. You're being timid. You're being timid. You know, you're not interaction with boldness, being bold with it. Hey, I was scared as hell to go to Miami with no place to stay. Don't know if I'm going to actually get inside the first story, get inside the which I got lucky, get inside into the growth conference, which I already had my ticket and everything else. Some stuff happened. Also, me going the second time, same thing happening. So what is it? But I ended up being creative, and sometimes I didn't have my ticket, so I had to buy the ticket to get my way home, or I would have been stuck in Florida. Oh man, I think about that shit like, damn, like I actually made that happen, man. I actually made that happen. I actually went to Florida with no place to stay twice and made it out. Still made it to California and still made it. I could have got sick. I think I could have possibly got sick. Something possibly dangerous could have happened to me, but I done it. Like I was scared to do it. First time I was scared. The second time it was like, yeah, okay. You know, first time I was really scared to do it. But I pulled the trigger to go out there and made it happen. So let's go ahead and recap today's episode, today's topic, which was creativity is being bold. And point number one, which is commitment. Creativity follows commitment. Creativity follows commitment. Where there is no lack of commitment, when there's a lack of creativity, there's a lack of commitment. Okay, Grant Cardone, Uncle G. The commitment to making it happen opens up a mind of creative thinking, and that will propel you forward. Definition of commitment, which is a state of quality of being dedicated to a cause of activity. The second definition, which is the engagement of obligation and restriction of freedom of action. Okay, and synonyms that I like, which was responsibility, obligation, and duty. Your success is your obligation, duty, and your responsibility, and there's no such thing as too much success. Courage, having the courage to face through the fears, face through the boldness, has to face through your own thing, your own self-thinking, your own self-sabotaging, so that way you can move forward and be committed of doing, so that way you can go and reach to the other side. Point number three, which is fortune favors the bold. 48 laws of power. Law number 28, which is interaction with boldness, judgment. If you're unsure of your cause of action, do not attempt it. Your doubt and hesitation will infect your execution. Timidness is dangerous. Better to enter with boldness. Any mistakes you commit through audacity is easily corrected with more audacity. Everyone admires the bold. No one honors the timid. Folks, is not where we at, is where we come from. Always create like a